you speak about in the book so many almost challenging situations that you went through early on, whether it was, being blackmailed for sex,
Yep.
molested, but one of the things you said after that was like, you were like, I've never felt like a victim in my life. And I was intrigued by that juxtaposition because one could look at a lot of those situations and feel that it was valid. Where were you able to not see yourself as a victim, or what was that? And how have you done that in a healthy way?
Yeah. I mean, we could argue, and it's worth the world right now. It's in the conversation, defining victimhood.
Yeah.
Could you say in those situations, I was a victim? Sure. I said I never felt I was a victim. I never chose to say, oh, I've been victimized. That may mean in your book or someone else's book, legitimately, I was a victim. So I'm not trying to illegitimate the word victim.
Yeah. No, I didn't think
I
you were.
chose not to feel like I was a victim, and I did not. I understood when I got molested that time that was a bad thing, that was not how life worked. I was old enough to not be super confused about it. I was old enough to be pissed off because I had just come conscious and this person was in this situation. I was old enough to go, whoa, whoa, whoa. I was also old enough to know that's not how most of the world works. So it wasn't a confusing thing for me. So I was able to go, whew, I'm glad I came to, when I did and got the hell out of there. Another, what was the other one? The blackmail and sex.
Yeah.
Geez, it wasn't ideal, man. And I write a really interesting thing after that. Do you remember the line after that? I said, at the time, I was sure I was going to hell. Now,
yeah. I know what you say after that.
I only hope that isn't the case.
Yes. Yeah, that was funny.
That was the worst part about it is I thought I was going to be, I thought I was raised to be a virgin until you're married.
Yeah.
And not only was I no longer a virgin until I was married, I had been blackmailed into it, and I felt guilt and shame and all this stuff, and it was not ideal. But I chose not to say, well, that's my lot. That's what my relationship with sexual intercourse will always be. I chose not to, to just feel victimized in that, and chose to try and turn the page, found healthy relationships, healthy sexual relationships. And, then once I got old enough, my mom was like, oh, I know, we were just trying to make sure you weren't going to, we were preaching that, but I figured you might do it before you got married. And that's another thing right there. What we're doing right here, I think a part of why I never felt like a victim is you and I just laughed at that. And on paper, you go, wait a minute, where's the joke? There's nothing funny about that. But let's recognize what we just did. Did you and I just deny the severity of what happened?
Not at all. No.
If anything, we dealt with it, and I can see it more clearly. Humor is such a revealer of truth, and it's I think it's good for us all to remember. And I got to remind myself all the time, man. If you laugh at something, if you find humor in the situation, it can be incredibly great truth. Some of the best truth comes out. It doesn't deny the crisis. It doesn't erase it. It doesn't wax over it and say, oh, I'm just living in the clouds. I'm a foolish optimist. No, it's more than a survival technique. It's actually a way of understanding. Anyway, that happened right there. That's another thing that's been a real good intrinsic value that I've had and been raised around, and which is in having a sense of humor to reveal the truth in situations.